everyone. Tonight I've got an issue with my toilet. I'm going to see if the microphone will pick up the sound that I'm hearing. So let's see. I've got a water leak, so we're going to attempt to fix it tonight. Unfortunately, I'm out of duct tape, and it's been a good day, so I don't want to cuss at it. So I'm going to have to try to just replace what's broken. Oh, excuse me, I stumbled standing up. But it's pretty much what's busted is my fill valve right here. And with the flush valve, let me show you if it'll do it here. If you notice very carefully, whoever installed these components, they left some slack in the chain, so it snags under the flush valve and keeps the toilet from completely shutting off, which is unfortunate, and both of these things can run up your water bill. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here and drain all the water out. Then I'll bring you back and we'll get started on the repairs. Back in after getting the water drained, and I must confess to cheating slightly. I did go ahead and undo the bottom of our fill valve from the water line just underneath the toilet. After I shut the water off, I went ahead and unscrewed it. It's going to look just like this. I apologize for the echo. I'm talking into a toilet. So we're going to start with the easier part. We're going to replace the flapper. Said we were going to. Now, let me do this first. Let's pull the flush valve out. Disconnect our hose. That'll give us a little bit more room with the flapper. Just going to set that down in the bucket. And I'm going to save this clip. So let's see. How does this flapper go on? Oh, it just clips. Isn't that something? Alright. But yeah, as I said before, this isn't really... There's nothing wrong with this flapper. It's a little dirty, but... This is at least clean water for a toilet. But we're going to go ahead and replace it. Just because... Why not? Boy, I just keep fumbling all through this, don't I? There we go. We'll drop this down in our bucket. Probably a good time to mention that I'm by no means a professional plumber. I've never had any formal training. I'm simply a tinkerer that likes to find out how things work and do what repairs I can at home when I can. Because, I mean, that sort of thing can save you money in the long term. Oh, much simpler clip. I like that. Looks like we'll be able to adjust it some. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm just a tinkerer. I like to fix things when I know how. I like to learn. And if you're a renter, it's not really much of a problem. But if you're a homeowner, this sort of thing can set you back a little bit. You know, calling a professional plumber. So, let's see. I'm going to attempt to adjust this chain a little bit so we'll have a little bit better opening for the flush. Let's see. We're just gonna go up a couple of links and do another test. Oh yes, very nice. Sets well, and it solves the original problem of there was too much slack in the chain. So we're halfway there. Sorry, I keep playing with it. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this flush valve in. Let me adjust the view a little bit. I'm not sure how that looks for you guys. Alright, the first step for this particular flush valve, it's not a type that I'm familiar with. Twist counterclockwise to unlock it. We'll slide open adjust. So let's see. According to what our instructions say here, we're going to press down until the corner of the white cover and top of flush valve line up. Well, excuse me, I feel like I've been calling this a flush valve the whole time when this is the flush valve, this is a fill valve. If I have been, forgive me. Alright. That's actually really close. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate that back clockwise to lock it in place and double check our instructions here. Regardless of what home improvement tells you, real men do use instructions because real men know when they need help. So let's see. Yeah. Everything's all right with that. So we're going to go ahead and put our new hose in. Go ahead with that connection that I saved earlier. You know what? I'm going to do a little bit of a naughty here. I don't believe I need all that hose. So let's see. Drop in our trash bucket. Alright, we're going to go a little more. We're just going to go in small increments, which, worst comes to worst, if we clip too much, I'm not particularly worried because we could repurpose the old hose. Let's see. Just a touch more when we're there. I do appreciate you guys putting up with me patiently here. Although this isn't the first time I've ever repaired a toilet like this, it is the first time that I'm using this sort of equipment. This was something new that I saw. Thought I'd give it a try. We are almost there. But anyway, I'll talk about this a little bit. I'm not going to say the brand name for this particular kit, just in case someone representing that company sees this, doesn't like the way that I'm representing or using their product. So out of respect, I'm going to just, not going to say the name, but I will tell you that it does rhyme with a certain pig that we're all familiar with. Alright. But yeah, I thought I'd try it out. New technology. I remember back when these things used to be just a huge bowl with a big floating plastic piece. Alright. It's still a little stiff, but that's okay. We're not gonna mess with it much, because as time goes along, this hose will soften. We're not to the point where we're pushing back against the fill valve too much. So I'm going to take my mind blanked. I'm going to take my connector here, put it back on the bottom. Well, poop. Yeah, we're still lined up. And I'm going to begin tightening it. Most other assemblies I've seen would come with a separate gasket to attach your fill valve to the bottom of your toilet. This one did have the gasket on it. That's what the red ring is. There we go. We're just about together. Now with these, it's going to be anyone's natural instinct when they're doing some sort of repair, whether professionally or just an amateur like myself goofing around for anybody who wants to see it. The natural instinct will be to utilize tools, but with something like this, you don't necessarily want to tighten it with tools. The simple answer behind that is most of these components here are plastic and rubbers, and you're dealing with cold water. That's going to cause issues with those two materials over time if it's overly tightened. Cool water does tend to shrink things. Plastic is one of them. Metal is another, but you don't want metal in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the water back on, and we're going to see how this goes. Alright, no leaks from the bottom, so we're off to a good start. I normally don't keep my water valve on the toilet all the way up to full, just because, you know, you don't need the extra pressure, but we're turning it all the way up just to see how this goes. Once we get it filled up and tested, then we'll look and see. I'll probably turn it back down to half or even a third of the maximum pressure. I do like how it's much more ergonomic. There's not a whole lot to this setup. Far, far simpler. Alright, almost there, filling up quickly. Reach behind me for one of the little blue tabs. Oh, hear that? Our issue with the hissing is over. So let's flush just to make sure that the flush valve works, because the fill valve seems to be working nicely. Oh, we have an issue. We have a chain snag. So, we know how to fix that. First, we're going to turn off the water. That way we're not wasting any. Let's open it up. Fumble with my chain like I have no clue what I'm doing. And we're going to add 3 more links. Our clip softened up some now. It's not as difficult. So let's refill. Don't know if you can see it, but this is where your water goes to fill up your bowl when you don't need it. While the reservoir's got its share. Alright, almost there. Alright, here, let's go for our second test. Oh, there we go. Well, we have fixed the issues. We have replaced a flapper and a fill valve on the toilet that were both broken with a new design. As I said before, the name does rhyme with Porky. Put that in there while we're here. But yeah, hopefully this works out. Once again, thank you for listening to me ramble. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it here in just a minute, put the lid back on, put all the stuff back in my bathroom. I had to spend 2 hours moving a shelf out. You would not believe. But anyway, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope anyone who needed this information learned something. I could honestly see why people do this for a living. This is actually a rather enjoyable thing to tinker with. I would do it if my current job situation changed. Nothing wrong with it. But anyway, thank you again. Have a nice evening.